question. But let me welcome you, my brother. How you doing?
I am doing well, DJ Slim. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, Charlie. Even if you tell me that you know the do, I won't believe it because you're looking amazing, man.
Thank you. You look good too.
Yeah. Welcome back to Ghana.
Thank you.
How long have you been in town? Off record, you were telling me like it's been like a day or two?
Yeah.
Day.
1 day.
So we're a bit jet lagged.
Slightly, but I'm good to go.
How often do you come to Ghana?
Maybe 2 times a year, once a year. Yeah.
Really?
But I normally would come, then I'd go to Nigeria. So, yeah.
This Nigeria issue. The reception you get in Ghana and Nigeria, like.
Let me say this.
Not to put you in any tight spots.
I get great reception in Nigeria. However, there's no place like home. So, if I would compare it, it wouldn't be fair.
It wouldn't be fair.
Yeah, there's no place like home, and I always like being at home.
What brings you to Ghana?
Here to promote my concert. Finally, after 10 years, I'm back.
After 10 years?
Yeah. The last time people heard me live in concert was at the stadium. That was 10 years ago.
Yes.
Already.
Yes.
And I think I went quiet for a while, but now I'm back.
What's the reason?
Started a church in Atlanta, Georgia. It's 5 years old now.
Yes.
And of course, I had to focus on my family. I have 6 kids, so I had to spend time, make sure I really got close to them. You know, so it was more of a family time and then church planting. But now that everything is settled, I'm back on the road again.
I've seen pictures and videos of your church in Atlanta. A good friend of mine, brother Samuel Bronzy Teflon, came over and then a good friend of mine was like, Charlie Slim, you need to see Sonnie's church. Talking about church and some of the issues with respect to church in recent times, the issues with prophecies and all that. I know you're tech savvy. You're on the internet a lot of times, so you see some of these things happening. Yesterday we spoke to Kewa, and he was talking about how prophecies should be revealed to people that they are being prophesied about. Your stance on prophecy in the first place. Let me hear you quick on that.
The church needs the prophetic. The prophetic is part of the fivefold ministry, and so I believe in the prophetic. I'm a product of the prophetic, and however, there are a few complications when it comes to it. Some, and I'm trying to really, when I keep repeating my words, I'm trying to really process it because you kind of put me on the spot, and I don't want to offend anybody. But some are called into the ministry, perhaps, but perhaps not polished. And
when you say polished,
i.e., needing mentorship, having to go through the right channel to become. Samuel had to go through Eli to become perfect, and Eli had to teach Samuel how to respond to God. So everything needs mentorship, so that there's certain things, perhaps you want to say it as it is, but you need to apply the word of wisdom. There's word of knowledge, that's what you hear, and there's word of wisdom, how you interpret it. Okay? If you are dealing with a congregation and perhaps you see that somebody is about to die, or the spirit of somebody's doing something against someone in the church, there's something called the spirit of wisdom. So you use that to interpret it well, so you don't rather put fear on them, because fear can kill, you know, and sometimes a lot of people lack those aspects, and that's why sometimes there are a few controversies when it comes to the prophetic. However,
Can you get closer to my microphone for me?
Sorry, I'm sorry. However, the prophetic is very needed. You need a prophet in your life. You need someone who is called by God, in tune with God, hears from God, so they direct you. People do think that when you're titled prophet, it means you are endorsed, but your pastor at church could be your prophet.
Okay.
He might not have that title, but because you are serving under them, God can give them your divine direction.
Okay.
So you don't have to have that title to be that prophet.
Okay.
A teacher who you sit under could be a prophet.
Somebody close to you.
Pastor Kinsley is my pastor, right? He's my prophet. There are things he says that's pure wisdom, and I know it's God speaking through him. Somebody could, Dr. Mensa Otabel could be somebody's pastor. He could give you a direction, and that's a prophetic direction. Okay. So
you don't need a title.
You don't need the title. Some are carrying the title but don't have the calling. That's where the problem is. Who ordained you? Who endorsed you? You can just get up in the morning and just call yourself prophet this, and people start calling you that, yet God didn't call you. And that's where there's a few issues there.
Let me ask this question.
Yeah.
Let's say I'm not even religious, right? And I'm good friends with you, and I get some dream about, let's say, Sonnie Badu, and I pick up the phone and I call you. At that moment in time, would you classify me as a prophet?
Okay, so that also is quite different from the prophetic ministry.
Okay.
Everybody dreams. Okay. Sometimes, like you're saying, we're friends, right?
Yeah.
If God sees the heart I have towards you, perhaps I love you, God could reveal something to me about you. However, I've got to know how to interpret it to you. Ebi amasoda and me who say ka bia bo bia na bibia. Mintimi kon country na ko say masoda na ka bo. It's a bit scary.
Yeah.
But then that's where wisdom comes in. You figure out how to interpret it.
Okay.
Oh, and no nankrofopi and
that's what the issue is.
Into we now do who should be, and it causes a lot of fear and panic, which is not needed.
Talking about that, let's move towards spirituality in the industry. Now, you have been ministering for a while now. You've come across artists from different genres and all that.
Absolutely.
Recently, in our entertainment business here in Ghana, we've been hearing a lot about not just secular musicians, but we've been hearing a lot about spiritual attacks in the industry. First and foremost, your stance on it, and then let us know how to protect yourself when it comes to the industry.
Right. If you want to put it that way, then I'd say Ghana is under spiritual attack, not just the industry, everywhere, everything from football to whatever.
There are attacks everywhere.
Yeah. However, I think I was telling somebody yesterday that the problem we have is not a spiritual attack. We're not united.
Okay. When it comes to the industry?
Everywhere.
Okay.
I'm not even limiting it to gospel music. That's the only problem we have. We're very gifted, but we're not together. If we can put our gifts together, we wouldn't be under attack, because we will complement each other, not compete against each other. There's this slight competition everywhere. They're not going to encourage them to keep going, right? They'd rather do something to pull them down, or you get somebody blogging something negative about it, right? Yeah, that's the problem we have.
Okay.
We cannot rally around people to push that person to keep going. That's what the Nigerians do. They can sit and rally and say, today, let's push this one. And that's their agenda.
Okay.
So we're not under attack.
We're not under attack.
We just need to work together.
Okay. But what about spiritual attacks in the industry? Recently, our sister Wendy Shea got involved in
i.e. musical industry.
Musical industry. Our sister Wendy Shea got had an accident, and she was right here, sitting on the seat that you're sitting in right now. with Andy Dusty, and she made mention of the fact that whatever happened to her is a result of a spiritual attack, or was a result of a spiritual attack.
Okay. In Wendy's field, there are a lot of competition, even in the gospel as well. And said Jumawe, oh yeah, you need a spiritual backing, no matter what you do in life, especially when you go out, when you travel, when you're touring and all of that. You need a spiritual backing. You need a pastor. You need somebody you trust. That's the word. Somebody you trust, that irrespective of what you do, somebody you trust that you call, Daddy may call how, Mom, I'm traveling here. They'll pray you up. They'll pray for you. I've seen Wendy go into churches, right? So where's your spiritual father? Do you have anybody that you are accountable to, that when you're traveling, you tell them, they pray with you, pray for you, all of that. Number two, an artist like Wendy should have a driver. I don't know who was driving.
She was driving.
Okay, you see, and this is the reason. Perhaps she was on the phone. Perhaps, okay, perhaps she had to respond to a call. Okay, that could lead to slight destruction. So an artist like her management should ensure that there's a dedicated driver, so that whatever she's attending to, whether Snapchatting or whatever, perhaps, okay, she would be able to attend to that. So I don't know what caused it, whether somebody crossed there, whether she fell asleep, whether she got distracted, but it all comes down to the management and how they take care of the artists to ensure that X, Y, and Z doesn't happen. Does that make sense? So,
it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You're on the right path.
That's my point of view.
Dr. Sonnie Badu is our special guest this morning on Daybreak Hits. We're having a conversation. He told us about the fact that he has established a church in Atlanta, Georgia. And the church is like 5 years old now, right? Doing amazing. Now, transitioning from gospel ministry into pastoral duties. How was it like? And what happened?
Pastoral has always been inside of me. I just run away from it. My father is a pastor. I'm a PK. I'm a pastor's kid. I grew up in the church. So, you see, here's the thing. Every worship leader has the tendency of becoming a pastor, depending on who raised you. Okay, everybody. Like you can decide to own a radio station one day. Why not? If you have the funds, why can you not run it? Would you stay as a presenter every day? Bolore one day said, hey, I'm stopping radio, right? And he owns his own thing, right? So that's progressive. He cannot stay as a radio presenter. If he stays there, how can other ones also sit in that seat? Okay, so it depends on the person and their relationship with God and whoever is mentoring them. I've had the privilege of having my dad and Pastor Kinsley at PAJ taking care of me. So everything I do, I'm accountable to them. So everything that people see me do now, i.e. the church, it was already planned over 10 years ago. Whilst I was filling stadiums, I had the plan, master plan. I'm going to move to Atlanta. This is what I'm going to do, and X, Y, and Z. And when the time came and God said it was right, I just went ahead and did it. And it's been one of the most incredible decisions I've ever made in my life.
How fulfilling is it?
Listen, I didn't know that side of me was there until I took that bold step. And by the grace of God, we're 5 years with almost 600 members, with 12 pastors under me. And it's just honorable. It's just a great honor. It's just a great honor.
With the world going through recession and all that, Russia-Ukraine war, as they put it, how's the church business doing?
If you say church business, I don't know which answer to give you. Do you mean, because you said recession, Ukraine, are you talking about the financial aspect?
I'm looking at the financial aspect and also participation, because realize that ever since the COVID-19 and all that.
So let's start from the COVID.
Yeah.
In America, all churches were closed. For 2 years, we shut down our church, and I was only preaching to 10 people. That was the survival of the fittest period.
Really?
It was a lot of churches have not recovered from COVID. And that went on for 2 years. Then they started opening it up. Now, you would lose about 50% of your church members because some are afraid, Some just decided to get inclined to online, which is all respected. So it's like after COVID, you got to rebuild again. Now change the mindset of people, because people staying home alone with just family members affected people. In fact, mental health became serious because some people couldn't stand staying at home. Marriages either made it or broke up, because now this time around
people realized that they were not really compatible like that.
You've got to either stay with your wife or, hey, you divorce. And so there was a lot of damage control we had to do after COVID and retune, if I can use that word, the minds of people to let them understand that it was only a challenge that God permitted it to happen. Guess what? After COVID, Zoom came out, which gives us the opportunity to reach out to a lot of people everywhere. So if you want to look at the positive side of it, things got really better for people. Things also went really bad for people. So the church definitely got affected. People's finances got affected, which will affect the church in the whole, because you see, it takes collective people to keep the church running, i.e., maintenance and all of that. But this side of that time, it all depends on your covenant with God.
Because it was basically around the time that you started.
Yes. So
how did you take it?
Listen, it was just diving deep. So literally, I have not rested from COVID time. I've just been on the go because it's like gather your own. But after COVID, I have New York, a branch in New York.
Okay.
About to open a branch in Canada.
Wow.
And Maryland as well. So that got our e-church members to literally glue onto it.
That's a positive.
That rebirth. That's what I'm saying. It depends on what you did with it, because we were kind of prepared for COVID. I was totally prepared. So once it hit, I knew exactly what to do.
Moving away from the church, let's look at music.
Okay.
Now, in music, you left the scene for a while. You decided to...
I didn't leave the scene.
What happened?
I think people had the impression he's now started a church, so
yes.
People kind of got bored following me, if I can put it that way. Not in a sentimental way, but yeah. But even in the COVID, I released the whole album. So I never left music. Music is me.
Okay.
I never did. If you track down from COVID times, I've released songs.
But how do you see the gospel music industry, whilst quote and unquote, you were away?
I've followed King. Like, I literally follow everybody, because I like to know what's going on, who's doing well. I actually reach out to some of them to encourage them and say, hey, this is really good. No, change it. Do it this way or don't do it that way. And it has really improved. Everybody has put on their A game in terms of even musical and visuals. Like everybody's literally projecting their music very well, which is very, very impressive. You sit back and you're like, yeah, this is good.
Locally, who are some of the artists that you reach out to? Because you talked about reaching out to several artists. Did you reach out to people here in Ghana?
Yes, I do. I mean, I've had concerts in America, and I've always invited Joe. I did before COVID 2019. We filled the DAR Constitution. I had Ty Tribbett, Tim Goffred, Eben, Joe Mettel, JJ Hursting. I put all of them together. And then in January recently, I filled the Bucket Theater. I brought Joe Mettel as well. I'm a big fan of Joe. So any major thing I do, I'm like, Joe, Oscar, make your way and come. MOG, I'm always following him. His song is really big in America now. Yeah, he's doing very well.
MOG.
Yeah, his song is really big in America. Americans are singing it. And when Americans begin to sing your song,
the world is singing.
When I don't break through,
Talking about filling theaters and filling domes and all that, what would you say? Because it's been one of the tough discussion points in the country, whether it's secular, whether it's gospel. We're looking at filling theaters. We're looking at filling stadiums. Same way that our brothers in Nigeria are doing. What worked for you?
You see, I've kind of had the same mindset as Nigerians. Mind you, I grew up with a lot of Nigerians, so I kind of understand that aggressive approach to life. Nigerians don't take no for an answer.
Okay.
It's how do I get this done? What are we going to do about this? Number two, they have a lot of big boys who are ready to sponsor entertainment.
Okay.
They have a lot of big shots, bank managers who are ready to pump in the money. And if Ghana can get those big boys here, bank owners who understand that entertainment is the key, and we have great artists here, and I don't mind pumping this money to him to make us project him as a national treasure. Once we start celebrating our own, others are coming to celebrate it. It's a philosophy that works. If we're able to get that, that shouldn't be a problem. I've had the privilege of having people that will stand by me and say, how do you want it done? Let's get it done.
You have a lot of financial backing.
Something like that. Something like that. So once I sit down, plan, we meet the right people, and then we sit down and we execute. However, so like this one, it's taken me about 2 years to now finally say, yep, I'm good to go. So before then, we know who we've spoken to. I know how I want it done. This is how we're gonna. This is the budget. This is that. So everything is pre-planned. Of course, if you want to come to the church scene, you want to call it favor. Okay.
But I would want to know. Run me through the thought process of putting together a Sonnie Badu concert.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Let me use Bucket or DAR. DAR, we had about 9,000 people.
9,000 people.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Everybody has to wait for me to tell them this is how I want it done. Nobody moves until I've told you this is how we're doing it. I've got to literally see the picture. I've got to see the artists I want to get. It's a whole production. It's not just coming, let's sing and jump and go. No. Once fee and gate fee and all of that comes in, it's not a church event anymore.
Value for money.
Absolutely. Once you say you're charging gate fee, it's not a church event. You can do it in your church on a Sunday or a weekday.
Yeah.
So a lot of thought process goes in from outfit to stage. I've got to be there. I've got to change whatever I need to change. I'd look at what Davido would do and I said, I can do that in the gospel and sit down with the right team to get it done.
You've seen Ashake's entrance on the helicopter?
I did see it. Just as I didn't miss through.
Who's through helicopter? No, but you.
I didn't miss through. Yeah. But something exciting intertwined with in-depth spirituality. When it comes to spirituality, trust me, we will hit you on that. But we want you to have that experience. So it's a whole thought process.
Real quick, Sonnie Badu Concert 101, tips for upcoming artists who want to stage their own concert. Do's and don'ts. Run me through like one or two of them. Do's and don'ts of putting together a concert for an artist.
Do's. First do is have the right team. Not people who will control you, people that you can control. Because sometimes somebody will come in and want you to do what they want, but they're not the visionary. So you go on stage and you realize that somebody's controlling it from the back. I don't do that. From instrumentation to musicality to stagecraft, I've got to put it down. This is how I need to see it. So personally, that's what the team, they know it. And then, of course, intense prayer. Thorough rehearsal. I don't want no mistakes. My team will tell you, I don't want no mistakes on there. And because I literally programmed everything, arranged everything, even the hornsman, if you make a mistake, I'll know it. I will know it.
What happens if there's a mistake whilst...
When you see me turn, right?
There's the error days of
okay, if you see that turn where I hit my chest, they know, say, Charlie, that guy's made an error. And I'll look at you and tell you, I know you made a mistake. Don't do it again. But then the crowd wouldn't see it.
Oh, okay.
I turn around and I'm smiling.
In the case of a very, very severe mistake, what happens?
Severe, I'll fix it. I don't expose any of my team.
Okay.
I will fix it, but when we go behind the scene,
that's where the fire will
yeah, you're gonna get it. But I'll fix it. You think I made it happen. So once everybody rehearses and we get there, every mistake is mine.
Okay.
No matter what they did wrong, I'll take that mistake. You understand? Because then there's that pressure, there's that tension.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Lots and lots of tension building up.
If you've been, I'd love you to be behind. Bronzy has been behind the scene with me.
I will next time.
Very intense. Very intense. I don't smile. I will remind everybody of their part. So once I'm there, I mean they'll be able. So then 5 minutes before we hit the stage, I'm able to relax everybody with chill. And then we play a mental game where you don't play the instrument, you gotta play it with your mouth.
Okay.
Whatever you're playing. That fixes, that helps your brain. We hit the stage. Now when we get there, all mistakes are mine.
Okay.
So I know how to quickly fix up. I was at New Birth, and New Birth is big. And guess what? We were in the middle of Welu Welu, and then the power cuts. It was live on stage.
Wow.
Everybody looked at me like, what do we do? I changed the set. It was live on TV.
Wow.
Changed the set, turned, looked at them and told them, nobody stops. We're going. So then I made it rhythmic as if I knew what I was doing. But
Paul cutting the whole theater?
The whole theater, but the cameras were working. So we went acoustic, and then I kept on watching. My manager give me the signal when power is back on. The moment it came back on, I changed it again. Nice. So it's just stagecraft, understanding what, because sometimes whatever you plan could not go as planned when you hit the stage. Something could go wrong. So I always have a behind-the-scene plan for all of my team. If this guy makes a mistake, what am I going to do? But overall, it's fun. It's so much fun.
Don't
overwork yourself the night before your show. A lot of people do that. The night before the show, you rehearse so much, you tear your voice down. And then when you hit, and a lot of people, personally, I don't rehearse, or I don't go over songs that I'm going to sing on that night. You know, people literally hit it so hard. Yeah. If it's a surprise factor, you rehearse that indoors, right? During sound check, people go all hard on it, and then they get to the main gig, and you've exerted so much energy that once you hit the main gig, you're not able to do it like rehearsals. A lot of people experience that. You don't do that. Take it easy, relax yourself, touch on the songs little by little, and save your vocals for the main gig. You know, save your strength, if I can put it that way.
With all the experience that you have you considered the O2 Arena?
Honestly, I did a few years ago. If I need to do it again, I need a year to plan this. I need a year because I've been out of music, right?
Yeah.
Coach and uncle. So now I need to do a lot of promotion, production, new songs, and all of that. But yes, I can do it. Oh yeah.
We should be on the lookout for.
No. You see, you asked the question. I didn't say I was going to do O2.
Then you will see caption.
You see, so with that question, if I put my mind to it, by the grace of God, I can do it.
Great. So let's come back to the main event. When is it happening? 9th
December, Grand Arena, Rhythms of Africa, with Sonnie Badu, the homecoming one. And what makes this special is I've, of course, with what the impact I've done in America, we've been able to gather a lot of, in fact, next 2 weeks I'm in Jamaica. Okay. We've been able to gather a lot of Jamaicans, a lot of Americans. Everywhere I go, trust me, I talk about Ghana, how the slave trade started and all of that. So most of them want to come home. Most of the Americans want to see what Ghana feels like. I'm always talking about my country. So this is emotional for me because I'm literally bringing the Jamaicans, the Americans back. I'm married. My wife is Jamaican, so my kids are half Jamaican. So it's just great to bring everybody back, you know, to unite where it all started, if that makes sense. So
it makes a lot of sense.
I'm so looking forward to it.
What is new about this one? You know, for patrons that have been to a Sonnie Badu concert before, what is that X factor? What's that thing?
If you followed my concert, I'm deliberate about every concert. In other words, you will never hear a repetition of this style here. You know, there's certain people that you kind of know their journey. You know what they're going to sing. You know what they're going to do next. You know, there's nothing that changes. You know that, okay, is this song and that song. No, I don't like that. If I sang it this way, the band will tell you, I'll change everything. So I want everybody to have that experience. I'm meeting some dancers. It's just like a Broadway show, you know. And I've put together the best team. You have George Quay. You have Arnold. You have I've put together the best A team here. You have Andy Favor. You have Ziki. Everybody's on here. I just want us to make history together. The world is watching, and they know I'm from Ghana.
Any supporting artists yet?
Yes. Of course, I have Joe on there. I don't know if I'm allowed to give that out. I'm not allowed to give that out now. But everyone is excited. I have some Americans. I have Nigerians. And I have Ghanaians coming.
9th December 2023 at the Grand Arena. What's the time?
I think we'll take of, let's say, 4 p.m.
4 p.m.
Of course. And this is the reason why we didn't take the stadium. There's something about me and stadium. I tried you know, and I did it. I tried it in Ivory Coast. It rained. Accra, it rained. Kumasi, it rained. So I really want to give the patrons a show, if I can use those words.
Yeah.
Those who are spiritual, please forgive me. Don't get offended. But I want people to enjoy it. You know, sometimes the rain can be destructive. In Ivory Coast, literally, we had all the instruments gone, you know, and we had to switch to manual. So okay, Ivory Coast is a perfect example. We rehearsed, everything was perfect. It started raining. The keyboards were off, the computers were down. What do? I had to go manual. And I turned to them and I gave them, let's take left, let's go. And it worked. So we chose an indoor arena because I want people to experience Sonnie Badu.
When people are coming to the Sonnie Badu experience, right, they have the mindset of a wonderful event. They are expecting a great time. They're expecting to be ministered to. They're expecting to be closer to their maker and all that. What are you also expecting when you stage an event? What are you expecting from the people?
Okay. There's always a space for spontaneous worship. Okay. I always leave room for undocumented, spontaneous worship. That's where people start getting healed from cancer, from different sicknesses. And that side gets very intense. I might make it look like, oh, Mumbra show, but trust me, spiritual works will be done. And I'm looking forward to leading worship in a different dimension where you will just kiss heaven. You can taste heaven. You can feel heaven. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Yes, the exciting part, the visuals and all of that. Yeah, great. But that plays, even the band don't know what I'm about to sing, but they're all ready. They know which keys. That's when we hit the modulation to the 10th. Yeah, that's when that side is intense. And you would know it. You would know Sabibira kind of thing. You know, so that's what I'm looking forward to.
Well, we're about to hit some of your new songs. Well, DJ Bridash, help me out with a couple of new songs. Which one would you want us to drop this morning?
Which one is in your spirit?
No, I'm feeling confidence, but I want to hear Welu Welu.
Well, it depends on the time.
It's 2 minutes to 9, so
confidence works. But you played that first.
Yeah, we played that
so
first.
We can do Enojare.
Enojare, okay. Let's switch to that one. And how many songs do you have on your latest project? How many songs do you have?
We've released Welu Welu, we've released Enojare, we've released Confidence. I have Idima coming, and I have another one with Joe Metro.
You're releasing them as singles?
Singles, they're all coming. One after the other. And I have one with Joe Metto, which I'm looking forward to. I think it's going to bless the world.
Let's listen to this jam right now. Enojare. What's supposed to be the meaning of it?
So Enojare is the suffering has ended.
The suffering has ended.
Yeah, my suffering has finally ended. But it's the name of the lady that you saw in the video.
Oh, okay.
We call her Mama Noja. And she has been an incredible destiny helper in my life. Oof. I pray everybody meets a Noja. I met her 7 years ago, and literally everything from church to whatever, her and her husband have been incredible behind it. And one of her stories was that which we literally played out, and so that was the husband right next to her.
Okay.
And they went through a lot in life before they got to America, and finally the suffering ended. And that's ironically her name. So I was like, okay, come, let's do a video. And it was beautiful. but those couple, I don't play with them. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know Jerry from Sonnie Badu, Dr. Sonnie Badu. We'll be wrapping up very much soon. We have a couple of questions for you.
Okay.
And also, our listeners can also join the conversation. Use the hashtag Daybreak Hits on Hitz FM at Hits 103.9 on Facebook and YouTube. You can also bring in your comments or questions, and we will read it live on radio for you. DJ Brada, hit me with the jam. In high definition, right? If you do not have Chorus Start 100 Bluetooth speakers, then you are lost. You know, if you hear everything better, you understand the drums, the kicks, the percussions, everything you want, you for hear them better because the artist really put in a lot of work to make sure he gets you the right sound, right? So Cora is saying that visit us, right? And get the best of devices so that you can get the best of vibe wherever you find yourself. Cora is simply the vibe. Our Start 100 Bluetooth speakers. We have the Connect Smart Watch. We have the Afro Shots. More devices there for you. So please, don't hesitate. Our devices are also Android and iOS friendly. So just make sure you hit us up. Hashtag #IPlayCora. #IPlayCora. Simple. Tech Savvy Living with Cora. On the 9th of December 2023, Grand Arena. Time 4 p.m. thereabouts. Just make sure that you are on your way to enjoying the best of Dr. Sonnie Badu. Now, he's my special guest this morning. And he has been an attack lately on social media. So before we started the interview, I was like, "If some place we will know for go make I know."
You did on your own. If you start to go there.
First and foremost, your hair has been one of the things in contention, and also some new tattoo that people see on the internet. Hey, also, what's up? Are these areas you want to touch on?
I think it's too early to deal with all of that. But in due season, we'll talk about all of that. Yeah, I'd love to visit that.
In due season, we'll talk about it. Yeah.
Because you see, if we talk about that, people will not talk about the event. They'll talk about the stuff. and that's the last thing I'd want to do.
But how do you deal with social media critics?
It comes with the job. I'm okay. Some of it, I just put my phone there. I don't even read it. Some of the response is my team that responds. I don't even have time.
Okay, so they also have access to your account.
Oh, yeah. I don't have time for that. But it comes with it. You have people who love you. You have people who don't like you. You have people who are working behind the scene to pull you. Whichever way, hey, you just keep going and stay focused.
Well, you also talked about, eating pork and all that. Yes. Would you want to stay away from it?
Again, if we talk about it, it will...
Because you said that it attracts demons.
I will talk to you about it behind the scene.
Oh, okay. Then I'll later come and explain to the people.
I know that.
Me make much information, and I'll come and explain it to you. They make it go your inside for online.
I beg.
They make it go your inside for online.
They beg.
Well, several ministers of the Lord have been somewhat on social media, some on their own platforms, talking about some of the demonstrations that are happening in the country in recent times. Some attributed to the works of the devil, and also more or less maybe the country being under spiritual attacks or the spirits being involved in it. How your thoughts on what is happening lately in the country?
I think things are kind of tough from what I'm reading on social media and seeing. Things are inflating. You go to bed, you think this bottle of water is this amount. You wake up the next day, it's just on another level. You don't have no budget for it. So I think everything is warranted. The people are worried. Of course, when it comes to politics, it's like we voted you in. You gave us all your promise. So I don't think the president is sleeping. I think he's having sleepless nights. I can tell you that for free. I mean, who would go to bed and sleep when now social media puts everything about you, and foreigners will just look at you and read everything that's going on. Gone are those days you can control that. This time round, you can't. BBC will pick it up. CNN will pick it up. So I don't think that the president is asleep. No. I think he's about to fire some people or whatever has to go on. I think. Okay. You see, I didn't say he is. You saying you sure? I have to be responsible for whatever I say. So let's make sure we interpret it well. However, I think an urgent attention needs to be paid to whatever the people are saying, and that's why he's the president. Figure it out, if that makes sense. Another thing I'd like to also address, I was saying something that it's a little plea, okay? If people on grounds can also be trusted, quote and unquote, life will be so better for them. And politicians can do whatever they're doing, and you wouldn't even feel it because life is better for you. What do I mean? Sometimes people abroad will trust people here and send money to trust them on projects, investment. Obebano, now sikano.
Why?
Ashe. And if you do a survey, call people abroad. Nobody wants to come back home to invest because odimo bia obeseno. You come down to even invest, build the business, you leave them, you tell them this is how much you're going to earn. By the time you leave, they will ruin the business for you. If you do block works, they will if it's 500 blocks, they will take 800 and put some in their pocket. So you need to encourage people abroad that, hey, you know what, let's start something. Let's do. I've personally had some bitter experiences that I don't want to do any business in Ghana.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
I tried chauffeur company. I brought luxury cars. They were renting it out, yet I was not being updated. And yet I was being given bills for maintenance. Can't into it, didn't I say? I had equipments that I bought. The stadium concert, all those equipments were mine. I trusted a young man with it. He was renting it privately. In fact, I just had to sell it to some people who I sold it so cheap, I didn't want to know again. Pacho warranty na be warranty. So na keyboard no you programming me didn't so I don't know about it. I tried to do property investment. You trust somebody or just kind of blocks no try more than whoa. So there's a bit of dishonesty when it comes to all of these. And
so we should fix ourselves.
No. You see, if I repeat it now, that will be the headline. Fix yourselves, say Sonnie Badu. So I wouldn't say that. But what I'm saying is, if we can,
master the media.
Hard guy.
So if
but it's all good. Let's go.
If we can work hard and also let people abroad know that they can be trusted, I think life will be far easier. I've seen some very hardworking people here. I've seen people do craft building, and it's like, oh wow, this is incredible. Are you in Ghana here? I've seen people do sofas, and it's equivalent to the quality is the same thing as you know. So I think there's still stuff that people can do personally without bothering about whoever's doing what. Their children will pay for it. I kid you not. Whoever is doing, it's a spiritual law. So I'm not really bothered about that. I don't think somebody's having I think someone is having a sleepless night. Yeah, definitely.
Dr. Sonnie Badu is our special guest this morning, and we're looking at the main event happening on the 9th of December at the Grand Arena. What's the title of the event?
Rhythms of Africa.
Rhythms of Africa. Rhythms of Africa is on the 9th, and rate out yet or?
No, so we're going to launch it whilst I'm here, and then everything will come out officially.
Well, talking about your absence, quote and unquote, the gospel music fraternity has been able to groom a lot of, big gospel artists who've won, like two of them who've won the VGMA Artist of the Year, i.e. your very own Joe Metal and
China.
Yes, and also PSC Esther, PSC did not win. PSC won Gospel Artist of the Year, right?
Yes, it was also part of the Artist of the Year category.
Yes, part of the Artist of the Year category. I'm sure you were following the trends on social media.
I do follow everything.
And the rift between the gospel fraternity and the secular music industry and all that. Your stance on that? Table of Men and the pitch to make sure.
I think it was an interesting riff, but who won it this year?
Black Sherif.
You see, I keep it real. PSA did excellent, but it was good. Black Sherif won it. Again, no one should twist it.
Once you talk on the ego.
But that's why it be live for here, so everything I talk, I feel bring my portion. So this way I talk.
Okay.
You got it? So PSA did excellent. But for the industry, Black Sherif is like, I can sit down and say, okay, why idea? But yeah, my way in call. Why? Black Sherif just received an award in
the US, yes.
That's what Ghana wants.
Yeah.
If I'm part of the entertainment fraternity, everybody project that guy. That's what Nigerians do.
Yeah.
Enti good. Unsamu odru hono. Ebebusa oya hwan
Ghana.
artist of the year. That is so important. Now when we knew Krumwa, ube we her.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah.
So he has everything it takes to take Ghana to that place. At this moment. And let's not think the Stone Boys and the Sarkodie and all of that, they didn't do nothing. As a building, blockness is not as important as the block in the middle. We all built it.
Yeah.
It is a Black Sherif time nation or no better Nasra. And just a Sarkodie and Yebibi. And just a way and Yebibi. He took inspiration from them. He watched their mistakes and he got better. So we have to come as a collective team to say, Charlie, where this guy is going, let's all look. He was with Benner Boy. That's strange. How many Nigerians do you see feature Ghanaians?
Yeah.
Some of them come and chill with them, run around with them, but they don't bring them to their stage, right? And Benner calls Black Sherif. Benner's crowd has now seen. So we have to be deliberate. If I was an entertainment minister, I'd look out for this guy and say, what do we need to do to project him in this season? Maybe another season, ebe obi fufuro kra. Obi a on a time. And then media yemfa mano. Ochina yemfa mawe so said the ebe it's a Ghana agenda. It's not an individualistic agenda. It's a Ghana. If I was an entertainment minister,
you look at it
I'm
from
put so much into him because he has dear boy something is working at and just some maybe he wants to be weirdly recognized, and it's working. So once you understand,
been able to build an identity.
Once you understand the entertainment, we pray for long life for him. Keep projecting Ghana, because hey, Black Sherif, where is he from? He's from
Ghana.
Absolutely. Who wins? Ghana wins.
Ghana wins.
Right? It's not individual. So that's my only way. So coming back to that topic, PSA did excellent. She's doing incredible. I've seen a new song. The visuals are sick. Sick, in other words, like good, right?
Yes.
Visuals in there. Okay. So
good visuals.
Yeah, excellent visuals. And I actually admire her so much. I'm like, okay, I followed her show in London as well. And she held the crowd. It's difficult to do that. She held it. I was so impressed. So this one, I'll let the cat out of the bag. I'm having her on the show.
You're having her on the show? Fantastic. Fantastic.
I think she's the only female on the show. Yeah. I'm like, I told Andy, get me PSA. Andy had that date occupied. I said, please cancel that date for me. So I'm a big fan of her. You got it? Yeah, but at that time, from a black, okay.
Growth in the gospel music industry, how do you see it? How has it been?
Excellent. I've seen the young men. I love this guy, Perez. What's his name?
Perez Music.
And there's another guy, but he needs a few more years, a few more experience. But I like the authenticity, the new. Everybody's creating their own stuff, and if they can be consistent with that, it will start crossing over. Consistency is what brings the crossover. So if you're not consistent, it will wither away, and we wouldn't understand what you're trying to do. People are watching, but they need to identify consistency. So the new crop
of gospel.
Oh yeah. We just need them to have the right mentorship. And they need to have ears to listen, okay? Because social media can give you an illusion that, but, you get so many people say, hey, keep going. And then when someone tries to correct you, you think, say, when you're 1,000 likes into then how can but you see, any tone. What's up when the moment? Yeah, absolutely. No. And yeah, no. Maybe I didn't know. Any tone, but too. But like you understand what I'm trying to say, yeah. So they need to. If you're privileged to have somebody who's gone ahead of you, like even with the concert, I reached out to Reverend Yawson. I reached out to I call them Uncle. How are you? I need you to do this. Tell me what you think. You understand?
Yeah.
So you always need the old ones behind the scenes supporting and pushing you. So that's the only advice I'll give them. Don't just go stand them there and then when you get the privilege to chat with them, what a number cry now, check here. Some people have their numbers and then on person no, check on them. Keep asking. Send them something. What do you think about this? Where would you say? Where would me and the same? If I'm out and sound
get some input.
What's the global sound? There's something called global sound.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. There's a sound before it's accepted. There's an industry that listens to that sound. I had the privilege to be in that meeting, and so that's why I'm particular with setting things. Sound be open industry is like, this is global. Let's go.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Until there was a gospel and so powerful, right? Sound no. Start now, no. It doesn't cross over. These are technicalities. If I like you, I'll show you. If I don't, I won't say if I don't like you, but if yeah, but if I don't like you, I'll show you. But if I don't feel like showing you, then no. But there is a kind of sound. So my sound is unique. If you listen to my sound, and there's certain things in there that has to be in there because I need it to transcend into other
global.
places. Yeah.
Well, we're about to listen to one sound. Probably would be my personal favorite. I want us to listen to Welu Welu. It's morning already, mainstream morning. Nobody say then early morning. Can we listen to Welu Welu?
Yeah, you can.
Yes, and then you show me the sound in there.
Oh no, then go to Pillar of Fire.
Pillar of Fire.
Welu Welu, I took it to Nigeria.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we're about to plug in Pillar of Fire.
But
here.
I won't show it to you. I'll let you feel it. So Metro Samaka.
It's also chair.
And the Metro privately.
Sir.
Yes.
Dr. Sonnie Badu is my special guest this morning. Whole team is up in the building. I have Mr. Robert Clark. Edem Chotome is also in the building. And
that's it. Manka. Edem. And I'm Mr. Beno. Manka.
My brother Martinez is also in the building. Well, MTN is saying under no circumstances should you expose your Momo pin to anybody. Beg, make you know, expose them to anybody. Do not share. Do not expose it. Keep it private. On Facebook and on YouTube, we are live 0548841039. If you have any question for Dr. Sonnie Badu, who is our special guest this morning, let him flow through 0548841039. But we will start our questions from the studio here. No, we'll start them real quick, one after the other. But before that, we hit Pillar of Fire. It's music from Dr. Sonnie Badu. Can you do me the honors and introduce the song for us?
Pillar of Fire. I wrote this in Canada, Winnipeg, and it's really blessed a lot of people. It's more of a CCMI kind of music. So yeah, that's it right here.
Okay. DJ Bidash.
It was good. It was
I
good.
won't record this thing. It was good.
The song was good.
Call the guy. Call the guy. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Hitz FM.
Dr. Sonnie Badu, our special guest this morning. And, we're warming up for the main event, Rhythms of Africa. It's on the 9th of December 2023 at the Grand Arena. Make sure you guys come through. Rates are about to be released. The moment you drop no secure ticket now. One year share Dr. Sonnie Badu. But real quick, once you are in the country, we know say you go file for your nomination for VGMA, or you don't go file.
I don't think I have enough materials for that, and it takes a lot. I got to be on the ground and all of that, and so whilst it's a very respectable, interesting way,
you don't have the materials.
I do. It would take a lot of input, right? And
you need to be on grounds to activate
absolutely.
the music.
I might not have that time based on where I am at. Somebody will say, "What about Dinah?" Dinah is a full-time musician. I'm not. I have to blend the two, and sometimes leaving the church and all of that. So I appreciate it. I've won a few awards from VGMA, and I love that. One day, maybe, you never know, because you see, my kids are young, so most of I have over 100 trophies, right? I realize most times, those organizers, they started fresh, internet plastic. And get metal to say this, So now I got to kind of go back into it and let my kids enjoy everything I've kind of worked out for. But I'm also enjoying the honorary season where he's being honored because of the work he's put into it.
But you have a team here.
Yeah, I do. But you know what? There are a lot of people to win all these things. And
are you just not interested in it?
I wouldn't use those words.
Well, but which sort of words would you use?
I'd say I don't think I can make the time for it. If I'm invited for it, I will come and honor whatever I need to. But
Dr. Sonnie Badu, well, I will ask my team to also come in. VGMA PR is also in the building. Robert, you have something for Dr. Sonnie Badu?
Oh, certainly.
Okay.
An amazing talent by all standards. There are several experiences that I've had. All of them are fantastic. In fact, just last week I was watching the Babao series where, he was on over 30 minutes worship session. I don't know if that's the one the lady came to sing from the back. Is she your wife?
No, which one? Yeah, was she in green?
Something, and then
I think that's my wife. Yeah,
because you gave her a peg on the lips. So
that's my wife. Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm sure that's a wife because it was on stage. So basically, I was just watching that. I'm like, Charlie, this man. Little did I know I was gonna meet him here today. So he is one talent that certainly we know. He's performed on. But I don't want to say international. He's multi-continental.
He is international.
No. It's sometimes international feels like Ghana in another nation. Yeah. But he's played on multiple continents. Yeah. So that gives it a little bit of weight.
He's an intercontinental.
Yes, multi-continental. Good. Yeah, that helps. And somebody who's crossed the decade line clearly comes in with a lot of experience. Yeah. So I have a question, really. Amidst all this praise, I'm just building up. What do you think the churches can do to promote music artists? I know you have a lot of experience from the Nigerian world, and then from the Pastor Chris's to all of these.
So you mean gospel music?
Gospel music,
okay.
Yeah.
I have very good relationship with pastors in Nigeria, and I literally fished into what they do. They pump money into the artists. I remember many years ago, and I'm going to choose my words carefully, when we were doing the stadium, I know Sinach was literally coming in to do Christ Embassy and all of that. I remember seeing her billboards. Sinach had to do a concert in Houston, Waymaker concert, that album. Okay. We connected it to Danny Duncan. Okay. Now, let me give a tip. If you get Danny Duncan on your recording, that's a game over. Okay. That's a free tip. So we connected, myself and D. Jones, who's Sinach's music director. we connected Danny Duncan to him. I told D Jones, get Danny for Sinach. That's the sound she needs. D Jones contacts Danny, and Danny records that Waymaker. Christ Embassy gave her almost $100,000 US. Christ Embassy in America.
Okay.
Gave her that. Christ Embassy has a Lima Award every year. The Artist of the Year takes $100,000 US cash.
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
Remix.
Lima Award, LIMA.
Okay.
Any artist from Frank Edward, Joe Praise, Moses Bliss, Testimony Jagger, any Christ Embassy artist, there's a Lima Award they all look for. Eben, all of them. And that's what Pastor Chris does. So you are forced to find a song that can win 3 awards and that will turn your life around. Pastor Chris alone, Artist of the Year, $100,000. I do go accountable.
Physical.
Oh.
You want spiritual awards?
Then,
I was just thinking probably
then
spiritual transfer.
you also have this one award back $10,000, $20,000.
Wow.
Sisa award one person can get about 130,000, and it's in your bank account tax free the next day. That's Pastor Chris. Pastor Biodun Koza. I've been there. I have good relationship with him. He puts everything into his people.
Pastor Biodun is what church?
Koza.
Okay.
Koza. In Abuja.
Okay.
Then you have Pastor Paula DeFarson. I've done experience about 4 times. Okay. Pastor Paul is like my dad. And he will bring Americans and put his people in there and tell Nathaniel, do a song with Dunsi. Do a song with Chandler Moore. Chandler, do a song with Donnie. Do a song with Pastor Paul will bring them and then merge them.
Wow.
Experience, I'm not exaggerating, about $3.5 million. They put listen, if you go to Experience, over 1 million people. He puts in, and they pay when he calls you, they'll invite you in February. Your money is sent to you in February already. To I hear December, no, Nigerians will invite you. Once you say, yeah, I'm coming, say, gig near December, January open so near do seek now. They pay you everything in advance. So 20,000, so 10,000, 30,000, whatever dollars. Yeah, the amount of that. A child ticket, you show BBR. That's how much they pump money into it.
Well, but Pastor Paul, if you see anybody, I go feel right away.
So and that's even the ones I'm very close to. There are other pastors doing incredible there. If Ghanaian pastors can adopt the same thing, there are worship leaders there who have served you 3, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. Would the $20,000 be sharing ministry more? Am I making sense?
Yes, you are.
Or they will remain loyal to you, and then also allow them to go and minister, because sometimes the menko until obey the nkrofo you understand. So if Ghanaian pastors can literally push their own, i.e. pump money. Yes, sir, obeba betna office 3-4 hours or tiona wama PB akachen say on brochna obe call 5 times. That's what they do. Again, I can't say they, because then they'll say everybody. That's what some of them do to them. Okay, so it's like gig no you know aboka no de oniska inti so production it takes money.
Yeah.
So the gift is choked because there's no financial push. You understand? So I had Pastor Kinsley. I always say to people, say, Pastor Kinsley stadium concert, he called one billionaire and told him sponsor him. Pastor Kinsley at PAJ, Trinity Baptist. He said, son, sit down. Called the billionaire, said, sponsor it. All the man said was, yes, daddy. And it was done.
Wow.
Pastor Kinsley would hold my hands and take me to a land and say, I'm buying one here. You buy this one. That's Pastor Kinsley. He's part of my success. So if we can get those ones, Otoy and Okachem also Dienifa. There are some lands, Midiani, Pastor Kinsley Dieni. How many fathers can do that? You know, if they can really invest in these guys, and I say that without apology, if they can really invest in these guys, Ghana will come out with some serious people.
No, so why do you think pastors don't support gospel musicians in their church?
Why do I think so?
Yeah, why do you think so? Could it be issues of ingratitude?
I cannot give a reason on their behalf.
You cannot?
No. Because whatever reason, it's relative. So I can't give it on their behalf. But maybe, perhaps they haven't looked into it.
They don't think it's a viable venture?
Maybe they haven't seen it that way.
What advice would you give pastors who are listening to us this morning with respect to?
Maybe they'll start doing that.
The business angles to some of these things.
And these young men should also show more loyalty. I know they do, but more loyalty. I think, some pastors here need to learn how to build relationship with the artists, with the worship leaders. What I discovered, I've been around for a long time, is most pastors here don't have that father-son relationship. Yet they call you son. But oba stage or two new year oko traka oko bunch of to say, no, right? Nigerian man wouldn't do that. Or no better say. They'll pour into you. Okay, so I think it should start from building that personal relationship, being interested in their life. Otehin. Most pastors don't know where their worship leaders. Otehin. Only one. Do you eat 3 square meals? Oh, you okay? There's definitely a talent there that you want to invest into, and tell him to stay loyal. Because of course there's some too that are very disloyal or so you can play both sides. But I think they should look more into their lives and help them and build that relationship, real father and sonship thing, and it would work.
Dr. Sonnie Badu, recently there's been talks on social media about the gospel fraternity and that of the secular music industry. There's been instances where gospel musicians record with secular musicians, and it's like a don't, or it's like a taboo to us. Would you consider recording with artists like top of my Shatawale, Stoneboy? Would you consider that?
See, we have something called
your gospel target. Would it meet that?
We got something called standpoint. Everybody has a reason why they do something.
Yeah.
So I'm answering for me. Would I do it based on the song? I would do something with Stone. And I feel that, let's say Shatta Nyama, I call him Nyama. I feel that sometimes when you draw them close to you, something rubs off from you to them. Do you understand? And that's what this gospel is supposed to be, right? If we call them circular unbelievers, right? We're supposed to rub off them and kind of straighten them. I'm able to text Stone and say, hey, Jai, don't do it. If something is going, no, don't, what are you doing? Are you okay? Jai Menye. Or I can text Shatta and say, hey, silent, don't say nothing. And he would respect that, right? Why? Because I don't look down on him. I don't call him, oh yeah, nipa bonini. Me kasu dioka so nipa bonini. Shatta numa no tie. I want them.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't know all the songs. I know Freedom because my kids love it. I know, I like the Yawa of the Day. I like that song.
On God.
Oh, yeah. That's that. Uti and Yumna is like, yeah, that's a good, a few swear words, but Uti, I was like, you're like, yeah, this is really good. So I would rather be the lighter. No, Jai. We no. Tobo.
Jai.
O kasa nam sawanum kakra. Man, yeah, because image, sometimes o trick kakra, ebe mo kasa overly. So I think they need some people to kind of straighten them when they, clearly sometimes a bit more kasa, they're on something, Shatta is very offered.
Oh, okay.
Shatta wale ferriade. Go and meet him offered.
Oh.
Sometimes in order to be firm, he kind of has to fit himself. Ordinary okona.
Niema ekofoma.
Ontimi the menkasa. Ontimi show him.
Me see heat in the kofoma.
But ontimi show him offered.
Oh, okay.
Offered. So sometimes if you are the okano, he's probably drunk water or something in tear. Something like that. But Shatta on another level, he's very calm. Extremely calm. Very lovely, very respectable person. Inti, I don't know, Sano, Obibe, I know, I say no, Dum Adiano, or Casadodo. Why you're overly emotional, Koda. Go to bed, take a sleep, and rethink over it.
Yeah.
So, people like us, if we're around them, we can, like recently, Stone came to Atlanta, something little happened. Once I called him, he picked up, Mr. Okay, do you need anything? You know, he was good. I knew he was safe.
Yeah.
So you need that.
Yeah.
You know.
That's great. Well, Adam, you have
sure.
any question for?
Yeah, Doc. I mean, watching you today, it's like you have been very careful with the choice of words. Has some of the controversies really gotten to you? And do you think that maybe you shouldn't have, got into that level, or you think people just misunderstood you?
I think the first one plays a major part, like 80%. I'm always misunderstood. Headline.
Doc,
I'm
you
always
get closer to our microphone. Yeah.
But it doesn't. Yes, sometimes when it goes on and on, I'm human. It does. When the foolishness goes on and on, it does get to me, right? And sometimes I tell my wife, switch everything off, because she on the asanyo mano on timikra. So I'm like, switch it off, just go to bed. We're dealing with it. We'll handle it. But then I'm also used to it. It's just that I don't want anything to overshadow why I'm here, you know. And I know that bloggers are waiting to just turn the words, you know, and sometimes on kind full story, you know, on tear full, you know. Now I overshadow what we're trying to promote, right? By the grace of God, I have good bloggers listening positively and not in a negative way, right? So they wouldn't twist what we want to do. But I'm also being careful. It's early morning, Adiachi. You know, we got to take it easy.
And I feel you sound like, in terms of active music, you were a little tired, but you are doing more of the ministry. Is that what I see?
No, I'm doing the two.
One is overshadowing one, right?
No, I'm always singing. I'm always 24/7. But this time, I said I'm raising more people to, like this concert. I'm bringing my team from America. Some of them sing for the President Joe Biden. Like, I raise them. These are my spiritual children, right? So I'm giving them that exposure to let them appreciate what I've worked hard for, if that makes sense. Yeah. I'm not tired. Music is me. I'm music. It's just that holding the two and trying to explain to people, say, this is the new me, that's what's tiring. Because in America, they understand it. Travis Green, Ty Tribbett, J.J. Hairsting, every artist has a church. They're good. In Africa,
it's a different.
Massa. Massa, forget. Which I understand the mindset. Into me from a grown cohort.
I see. When the stadium issue came, Shatta Wale failed it the other time. I saw you on social media post, what you did, that, the gospel, you took the lead and did something like that. I saw your flyer and I was like, why not the stadium this time around?
So if you watch me, I've always, how many years ago did Sarkodie do the dome, and then we did it, and it was literally times whatever. I've loved that. I like monumental places. I like places that are historical, that when it's going in books, if I'm talking about it in America, I can say stadium, right? So these are the reasons why I take that. However, the reason why we couldn't take a stadium this time around is Mimpese in Super Bowl. Mijina in Super Bowl. Yeah.
If you start, it go rain.
Me start to open the flag in Super Bowl. It will rain.
Who started that particular song?
Ebeto, Accra, see, Kumasi, Ivory Coast, almost check weather. So, me started and from maybe a bomb, I saw them say, and the people stood in. Now, people were standing, stadium, everybody stood in, but I say instruments, I say Nyomapi, and this time round, I want people to experience what it would be like if there's no rain. Right? So maybe the next one we'll do we actually went through it, Independence Square, Stadium, Independent, and then finally Grand Arena. I was like, hey Charlie, are you sure? So I'm even thinking, can we attempt 2 shows, like Friday night and Saturday night? Like, I'm like, okay, because now it looks like tickets, it might be sold out. So we're really like, okay,
it will be sold out.
Say about
people miss you.
Say about now, sold out within first 2 weeks. We'll push for 2 shows into and Beyonce them, they do it Friday night and Saturday night. Same set. All I gotta do is sing the same one, but it will change. You know, so 2 sets of people. Not just so we can have like 8,000
Funny
people.
enough, I think Joe Metal does that.
Yes.
In Christmas. Yeah, it does like 2 shows. I don't know whether it's on a day or 2 days.
No.
The next day.
At the same place?
Yeah, the same place, yeah.
Okay.
Back to back, yeah. So it's something
Where?
you can explore. Oh, but that's a smaller venue, though.
Right.
No, not Grand Arena. I think it's either Kempinski or one of them. But it's a smaller place.
Okay.
But yeah, that's
So, I mean, to accommodate for the space, you know, if we realize, okay, it's sold out first 2 weeks, then we have to release another date the following day. That's the if. If not, then Nasa.
Sure.
Yeah.
Martinez.
Boss, for me, I'm very happy your concert is coming on in December.
Thank
but I want
you.
to ask if it's on the December in GH calendar.
Come again. Is it December in
GH calendar.
the
That's
calendar
yeah.
activities, the calendar that has like all the activities that are supposed to be
in Ghana?
In
Yes,
Ghana.
under the year
Yeah.
of return.
But people send. You have to apply. Like you.
Oh,
send
there's
your
something
event-
called GH calendar.
Yeah, December
Okay.
in GH.
Yeah.
George Quay is an incredible guy who knows about all of these stuff, right? So he's handling all of that. My job is to talk about the date. That detail, George got it.
So normally they send it to their various diaspora platforms, so that
So
those who are coming to Ghana.
I think he's done all of that before he gave us the go ahead that tell the world about it. So
Okay.
I don't know about the GH calendar, but George is very well respected in the game, right? So he should be able to put all of that together.
Okay, so with your church, do you intend to have a branch in Ghana?
Okay. I was going to say absolutely not, but I can't. I got to retract that. Said that should be So I don't know yet, but not now.
But there would be a scripture for that day. If you do
That, but church planting is tedious, especially if you want to do it well. Into mine is not. I want to have a church here. Have a church here. No, Jamaica sent me here first one. My New York 2 is the second branch. So whichever extension, I'm available, but it is tedious. I have a very young family as well, and I really want to grow with my kids. I don't want to be that absentee father. So like they all have their gadgets. I have to update my kids and all of that. I really want to grow with them. So considering all of that, Charlie, it's but hey, if that has to be done, then why not?
Yeah, because I asked that based on the fact that you said home sweet home, which I agree with you. So I feel if there's one at home, that would be very good. But your explanation to you is understood.
You never say never, but home sweet home is more musical for me. You know, let's do the shows. Let's. I want to go to the north. I've never been there. There's certain places I want to go to just to do one night at a stadium. Until one day we'll get a private jet, and from here we just go to here, and then I go back home. You know, that's what I want to do. And it will happen.
So home sweet home relating to the music. Some time ago you felt being sabotaged in the music industry.
Where? When?
I saw a story like that.
What was the story?
Ghana celebrity. Yes.
What did he say? That was his opinion.
You were quoted that
Okay.
you feel being sabotaged in a gospel fraternity.
He screenshot what I said. I put on my page, I feel sabotaged.
Yes, let me check it for you.
Okay.
So angry Sonnie Badu has called out Ghanaian gospel musicians for sabotaging his career and trying to bring him down.
Korea?
Yes. And that's 26 July 2022.
Okay, so what that's his interpretation of what I wrote.
Okay.
So what did I write? Because he says an angry Sonnie Badu. So it's like Obi Unse me point him inside, right? Onim de maker. Into Obi Timaka send me the inside one any, right? So that's his interpretation. But I want to see what I said so I can explain it again what I meant.
So read his story. Read it for him. Don't explain.
I don't have the full story here, though, but I saw the
so
caption. That's what I said.
So the caption you saw, get it for me. Let me explain it.
An angry Sonnie Badu.
Yes,
that's
an angry Sonnie Badu has called out Ghanaian gospel musicians.
That's Ghana
for sabotaging,
celebrities what he saw. So what did I say on my page for him to pick it up? Because maybe GH Kweku could also say a happy Sonnie Badu.
What was the source of that?
The source.
So that's Ghana's. Well, like I said,
You're not getting like.
I understand.
Where did
But like
you
I
source
said,
it from?
that is GhanaCelebrity.com.
No, where did you
But
source
I'm
it?
saying that I've not got. I saw the caption, and I'm asking you. Yes. So with the explanation you are giving,
so
I have not
20
got-
good.
Yes, I have not got into-
2022.
I just flashed it.
Good.
Do you remember something like that?
No, you see, whatever they put there, perhaps that's their interpretation of what I said. But I want to see what I said, because definitely I said something. Then I'll explain to you. So, oh, this is what I meant.
Okay.
But
so for now, you don't remember exactly what you said.
Again, I'm not saying I don't remember. For him to put that, it means I put something.
Yeah.
I would like to see what I put there, right? And then I can explain to you, so this is what I meant. Then you judge whether whatever they captioned makes sense with what I meant. Because mind you, every blogger wants a caption that would attract everybody, right? So perhaps they were working. I'm also working. You're also working. Everybody working, right? So I would like to see it. Then we take it from there. I respect everybody.
DJ Slim Time up a bit as
I beg one at time. One at time, yeah.
to get
Oh
it
no!
for you.
After show, if you show me, then
Yeah,
I'll come back.
sure.
But in conclusion, for me, listening to everything you've said, I believe that you are a strong plug for our music
thank you.
industry, especially
Thank
with the
you.
gospel fraternity. Because I got concerned with this based on the fact that we see the secular musicians trying to link up and collaborate and expand the territory outside Ghana in UK and US. But we hardly see that with the gospel
That's why I've
musicians.
taken the first step to do a song with Joe Mettle.
That is good.
Yeah.
Yes. So I wanted to see more.
Right.
Yes. So I believe that if you are there with the experience you have and with the kind of opportunities you've been given to artists, I believe that it is easier for our gospel musicians to get that huge platform. So starting with Joe is a very good step. But then I want to see more of collaborations, more of projects together
Between me and others.
between you and others.
so-
So it's something
it's-
I've not seen. That is why I thought
It's a great desire, but here you see there's something called standards.
Yeah.
You understand? If somebody's driving a Ferrari, in fact Toyota Nkonko, right? That's about Kubekwe. So once that person is on that level, you pick them up quickly. Every concert I do, I bring Joe Mettle on there. I fly him down. Make sure that he's treated like how I treat Jonathan Nelson, how I treat everybody, right? Yeah, because that's where Joe is. So as they come up and they show me respect, because you can't just get up and go and pick anybody who doesn't respect you, right? But if they show you respect and you see that it's genuine, right, you also help them. If I have anything to help them with. Do you understand? Like MOG was in America, I invited him to my church. We had a good time. And he's I've sat down with him several times. Do it this way. Don't do that. Do this. Don't do that. Yeah, I do that every time. So it all depends on the individual. Yeah.
On the Beyond the Return, I think George has clarified that it's been registered. All the events have been registered.
So
they
to
are waiting.
answer his,
Yeah, they are waiting
Well,
for the next line of events.
I have
Because there will be another publication.
I have the full story here, the story that our brother Martinez was talking about. It says angry Sonnie Badu has called out Ghanaian gospel musicians for sabotaging his career and trying to bring him down. The UK-based singer and minister, the only human lion in history, took aim at nameless and faceless gospel singers in a recent post. Now, Badu said there are many local singers who insult him and do everything possible to destroy his career, including going to the extent of paying DJs not to play his songs. He made this revelation in a conversation with Pastor Brian Amoateng, and Amoateng inquired on why Ghanaian gospel singers are so talented yet cannot progress their craft to an appreciable level. Now, Ghana gospel musicians are so gifted. What is limiting them? There's a question mark to that. Pastor Brian wrote that Sonnie Badu quickly jumped into the comment section to make his opinion heard. Now, lack of respect for those who have gone ahead of them. And two, they pretend they are united in public, but in their closet, they are against each other. That is what Dr. Sonnie Badu wrote. A shocked Pastor Brian Amoateng replied and asked Sonnie Badu what he doing to help solve these issues. Badu then went on to lament on how they hate him since, hence him leaving them to their fate. That is the story. And there's a screenshot of the reply. It's a verified account. here. Okay, so I have it over here. Probably maybe this would refresh your memory on the exact incident.
No, but me listening right now, the only two things that he said.
Yes.
The lack of respect, and
Okay.
then the other one is the fact that they are not united. But that, because everything else is it's an opinion. So we want to see
I
what
think
he
the
actually said.
screenshot is here.
Also,
That's
he
what
addressed
it's
some-
Okay, so the screenshot is here. So the first one was LOL, lack of respect for those who have gone ahead of them, and two, they pretend to be united in public, but in their closet they are against each other. And then Pastor Brian also comes in and says, please, what are you doing about it? And Dr. Sonnie Badu also comes in to say, LOL, yow, pa. Where is my honor in all I've done with the help of God for Africa gospel music? They have WhatsApp groups they insult me on. They team up with radio station DJs to ensure my songs are not played. I am raising a new army here. This is the exact screenshot as published by Ghana Celebrities. Probably maybe this refreshes your memory about the
Okay.
incident.
So, you want me to answer that question now? Ask the question again.
That do you still feel sabotaged?
You want an answer?
Of course.
Truth or lie?
Your fans are worried. Definitely, they will be worried.
They will be worried if there's an
Seeing
incident like that.
from you.
Truth or lie?
Truth.
I don't care. Infamil. I'm here. And we're going to make it happen.
I don't get you.
You said, do I feel
talk to-
sabotaged?
Yes.
I said, I don't care anymore.
Oh, so you used to?
Iron skin.
Did you?
There's
Were there instances that you felt
See,
rejected by the local
No,
gospel
you
community?
see, I'm being very selective
Oh, okay.
of my words so that we don't overshadow the reason why I'm here, okay? That's why I'm slowing down and speaking. Everybody has had moments of emotions where you kind of feel a certain way, right? And you're bound to also change your mind, right? Or you're bound to do something about it. So let's just say 2022, that's what I said. 2023, I want to do something about it and team everybody up together. You understand? Maybe I'm a Jumaya Penny, right? I want to bring everybody together. That's why you heard me talk about PSCA, talk about the I'm watching, I'm following. So when I meet them, I show love. I don't know who, but when I meet you, I show love, right? So whatever I felt in 2022, HM, right? I'm here with love. Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
Dr. Sonnie Badu, thanks a lot for joining us this morning. It's
Thank
been an
you.
amazing experience with you here on
I
radio.
enjoyed
and,
myself.
And on the 9th, we are all making our way to the Grand Arena for the main event, Rhythms of Africa. Rhythms of Africa. Rates will be out very soon, and of course, tickets will be out very soon. Make sure you go and buy your own. Go and buy your own so that we can sell out within the first 2 weeks and then get another show. Am I lying?
2 shows that go happen.
Like we'll get 4 sets.
Inshallah.
We will get 4 sets. We will get 4
By the
sets.
grace of God.
Even if you plan it and you go like Charlie, each show is for 3 hours or 4 hours.
Any we go do. Any set of words for your fan base, your new army, as I may put it.
Hey, thank you to everybody. Even everybody here, all of you, you're very warm, incredible. And let's keep praying for Ghana. And let's hope for the best. And I wish everybody the best.
Thanks a lot for joining us, Dr. Sonnie Badu.
Thank you.
Million thanks to Martinez, Robert, and Edem Chotome.